Simple and plain, I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to tell you why. Because when it comes to some films, I don't mind them changing the story. But when it comes to something I truly love and adore, I hate it. So yes, I'm a hypocrite, and I'm going to tell you why I did not like Dune Part 2.
Hey, yo.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Fatal J. Back like I left something, and I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm glad you're here. And today, this is the spoilers review of Dune Part 2. Bars. I make everything rhyme up in here. Now, I would have to be a fool to say that this movie wasn't a visual masterpiece. But if you understand Dune like I do, you know that you was highly disappointed. And we're going to get into that. All I need you to do is watch this video from the beginning all the way to the end. It helps me so much in the algorithm. Also, what I need you to do is like, subscribe, or hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that bell, it makes your boy Fatal J feel oh so good and oh so swell. Even hit the dislike button if you disagree with me. I truly understand because I'm about to go in. I've been knowing about Dune for a long time. I was first introduced to the Lynch movie that came out in 1980s. I was about 7 years old around the time when I first laid eyes on it. And it blew my mind. I didn't know what the freak I was watching, but I enjoyed it. Throughout the years, I kept watching. Later on, I read the books, started enjoying the lore. Tough read, but it's a fun read. You know, my mom, she used to push books on me hardcore because she was afraid young Fatal J was going to be absolutely dumb out here in these streets. Then, I experienced something on the SyFy channel. I experienced the SyFy Dune mini-series, which you can check out in the comments below. But a lot of people say Dune is so tough and hard to get into. But trust and believe, the SyFy Dune series is so easy to understand. They make it easy for you to understand. They take time with the story, and the story is the closest adaptation to the book. After watching Dune Part 2, I can honestly say, from the Lynch movie to the SyFy series to this right here, the SyFy series still is number one. It still has the crown. Now let's get into this Dune review. Now Dune, directed by Denis Dune, Timothy Chalamet as Paul Atreides. You got Zendaya as Chani. Austin Butler showed up as a Harkonnen, Finn Harkonnen. We got Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica. We got Skarsgård as the Baron. We have Christopher Walken as the Emperor. And the person who really shined in this movie to me, Javier Bardem, he killed it as Stilgar. We got Josh Brolin popping up again, returning as Gurney. And we got Dave Bautista showing up as Glasu Harkonnen. I want to talk about the acting side of the game right here. As far as the acting, Timothy Chalamet did an excellent job. When it comes to Zendaya, she did an excellent job. But she is the biggest problem within this movie, which changed a lot of lore that's going to happen in the future. She's a totally different character if you're used to Dune than the Chani we know in the past. But we're going to get into that later. But acting-wise, if I had to give the crown to somebody out there, I would have to give it to the actor that played Stilgar, and that's Javier Bardem. Now, if you're not used to him, he was in the movie for No Country for Old Men. He played the villain. Let me tell you how cold he was in that film. He was taking people out using a freaking air pump throughout the whole movie. That's how bad that man was. But everybody did a stellar job. Acting-wise, everybody did a fantastic. They're going to get an Oscar nomination at least for this film right here. So I had no problems with the acting. I had no problems with the atmosphere, the CGI, and the designs. The only thing that kind of irked me a little bit was how the Harkonnens look. The bald and no hair and all that type of stuff. They had a special trait about themselves, which connects with Jessica. who is Paul Atreides' mother, because later on in the series or later on in the book, you realize that Jessica is a Harkonnen herself. So it was very specific. So it was very important to have those traits like the red hair and all that type of stuff. Now, if I can remember right, in the books, it really didn't talk about those features, but it was features that showed that Jessica was connected to the Harkonnens, because she is the Baron Harkonnen's daughter, turns out. So Paul Atreides is not only a Atreides, he's also a Harkonnen. Like I said, Denis, he did an excellent job directing this film. Dune 1 was excellent. World building was fantastic. Dune 2, the visuals was freaking fantastic. From the words, from the vehicles, everything is on point. Now, it was some little details in there that irked me a little bit again when it came to the blue eyes. I wish the blue eyes had more of a glow, but at the same time in the books only describe their eyes as having a dark blue tint to it. So it could go either way, but when you look at the Freeman is the people who live on Arrakis that Paul Atreides eventually leads and becomes their holy leader. If you look at their eyes are all pretty much brown. That's not the case in the books. In the books, their eyes are all blue because it's a badge of honor to be on Spice. You know, Spice is the whole basis of this movie, the whole foundation of this movie, because Dune is just like Game of Thrones in space. All these royal families are fighting over Arrakis because that's the #1 planet that gets the ball rolling when it comes to space travel. It's very important. And also it can do things like show you things in the future if you get addicted to it. It's one heck of a drug, you know? But let's get into the most important thing about this was the story. For the most part, I say 80% of this movie sticks to the books. It really does. But when it comes to Zendaya's character, Shani, whatever you want to call it, Shani, whatever. When it comes to her character, she is the character that Paul Atreides loves. But it's too much cockiness when it comes to her character in this. I will give you an instance. It's a part in the book or a part of the movie where Paul Atreides drinks the water of life. This water of life is only for the Bene Gesserit. The Bene Gesserit are basically witches who can see the future. You know, they can mind read, talk to people's minds. They have that type of powers. So when it comes for the Freeman, when they have their Reverend Mother, she's pretty much like a female tribal leader as well. Now, Paul Atreides' mother take this. It's normal for a woman to take the water of life. A man can never take the water of life because he will die. But the chosen one, who will be a man, takes it, and he will see past, present, and future. That's Paul Atreides. So when he takes the water of life, he goes unconscious. Now, it took Janie's character to bring him back to life. And when he comes back to life, she slaps him. To me, that's that feminine empowerment stuff right there, and I didn't like it. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Fatal J, that's just in the movie. That's nothing to really be worried about. Well, let's fast forward into the movie. Let's talk about the part where Paul Atreides gets crowned emperor of the entire universe. Everybody in the palace has to kneel. When it comes to Shani, guess what she does? She stands up, never did kneel, and walks off pissed off. Now, in the world of Dune, that can get you killed, man. Because this is the thing about this. When Paul becomes emperor, he can never marry Shani because she's not a royal blood. Paul Atreides, if you know the book, he ends up marrying the princess. The princess being played by Florence Pugh, who also stars in the MCU as Black Widow's sister. It's changes like that that have a big impact on the overall Dune story, especially if you want to get into Children of Dune, because the relationship between Paul Atreides and the relationship between his wife, the princess, is very big in the book. So that did not make sense to me because Shani is supposed to be his ride or die chick. she understands her role as a concubine, just like Paul Atreides' mother, who was not Duke Leto's wife. She was also his concubine. Another thing that I had a big pet peeve with is the last climatic battle. All the battles, all the action scenes were absolutely dope in this movie. But when it comes to the last battle, and I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, the last battle literally lasts 5 minutes. When they walk into the palace to go in and take over, when they go into the palace to literally take over and confront the emperor, it takes 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Also, another pet peeve of mine was Paul Atreides' sister, Alia. Now, she's supposed to be born around this time, and she's supposed to be from the ages either 2 to 7 years old. Paul is not the person to kill Baron. It's actually his sister. His sister is born with the water of life in her system. So at 2 and 7 years old, she has the mind of a grown woman that can see past, present, and future. She is abomination. Her character is real huge in the later on Dune Lore. So that's what upset me. Now, you might be saying, well, Fatal J, you nitpicking. No, I'm not. I give props to this movie. I give big props on it being visually stunning, because it is. But this is something that I won't be rewatching again. First off, it's long. And I know all the Dune movies are long, especially the SyFy Channel one. But the SyFy Channel one, when I sit down and watch that one, it's like seconds go by. That's how good it is to digest all that lore and all that storytelling and all that great acting and great visuals. Now, I will tell you this about the SyFy Dune Channel series. The CGI is not there yet, but the story is so good, you won't mind it. So like I said, check that out. Now, if I was to grade this movie, I'm going to have to give it a big, fat, flopping B-. And it almost gets a C for ruining this story. But the visuals, the designs of the creatures like the worms, the sandworms, it looks good. I got to give props. The directing, the acting on point. But changing that story, it makes me feel like it's that woman propaganda where women are better and stand up for themselves. That's not needed in this story, because the Dune story is set up like in olden times, okay? Olden royal times where women had a role. You know what I mean? So you guys let me know what you think. Did you enjoy Dune? Did you thought Dune was an absolute masterpiece? Or do you think it was absolute trash? Or did you think it was absolute mid? Let me know so we can talk about it in the comments below. Check out that Dune SyFy in my comments below. And also make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that bell, it makes your boy Fatal J feel oh so good and oh so swell. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Ninja! That is.
The time for talking is over. It's time to push buttons.